Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Medicare Cafe. We're currently in the pre-chat.
That's new.
Isn't that pretty?
That's new. I like that.
Yes, I told other people, I don't know what I'm doing, so do the thing. So I have Sadie, Ben, and Clayton who work on all the things for to make this show much better than it was. Because I just you gotta get it out of the way a little bit.
Like that.
That's what happens.
Know when to hand things
better
off.
Slides. I'm 100%. So welcome everybody. We are on the pre-chat, which means we have a couple minutes before we hit 10 o'clock, where today we're going to be talking about forgotten AEP checklist items.
I'm curious to see what is on this list because I have my own in my head and I don't know which angle if this is coming from.
There's kind of both. It's kind of like
before AEP checklist or during AEP.
Oh, this is like a what you should be doing in September.
Okay.
To make sure that your October goes well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where my mind is.
And I want to know, specifically, we'll get to the slide where it's what else, what should you be doing? And I want to know, where that lines up with yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I hope everybody had an amazing Labor Day. We were just talking about what our Labor Days look like, and you said your little
big 3-year-old now.
Turned three. That's wild.
And she started her preschool today.
Oh, are you okay,
morning.
Mama?
I'm okay.
Ooh,
there were some
hard.
tears, but it's good.
From both?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can imagine. That
was good.
We're in the process for mine. I have a 4-year-old, and he's the youngest cousin out of everybody.
Oh.
So all these other ones are going to football, flag football. They're finishing up t-ball. So he's just I want to do this.
Things.
So I think
we're
ready. I know. I love having a summer, and I think
weekends
and summer evenings. And I think after this year, it's done. We're moving on. Were you an athlete? Did you do sports?
I did basketball and track.
Did you do it
I did basketball when I was 5 and up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So did you do it competitively, on weekends and nights and things like that?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's what my husband and I get into such.
I don't remember nights though.
Oh yeah.
When I was little.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
There were raising little MLB and NFL athletes. That's something that my husband and I really disagree on, because I was on. Cause I'm from a tiny school. And in a tiny school, there's nothing else to do other than sports and stuff. There's literally nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So I'm I want him in baseball, football, track. I want him in wrestling.
And he doesn't want him in.
And Chad was a one sport person, because he was from a really, really, the biggest school in Missouri is where Chad went. Hickman.
Oh my gosh.
Hickman's
the biggest school?
Not anymore.
Oh.
Now that they had Battle. But when Chad went there, it was the largest.
Bigger?
No.
Got you.
There we go.
I'm on it.
At the time, over a couple decades ago when Chad was in high school, at the time it was the largest one. So they were a one sport. You can only do one sport.
Yeah.
And so we really argue about I want, Kate, he's going to be in all the summer things and all the competitive, and Chad's just no, we're going to do one.
It's good to at least try them all, though, because then you don't know what you like.
Sure, at this age, right?
Yeah.
It is what it is. But anyways, if you guys have any questions on that, obviously, if you guys want to interact with the show, feel free to do so. This is my phone number. Doesn't matter if you text me during the show or if you text me before and after. That is my phone number. Feel free to text me here to answer those questions. Of course, there's also the live chat option. You can interact with us today as well. Mm-hmm. But again, these days are my favorite days, because I get to talk to Carrie and get to get in the mind of what she's going through today, prepping through AEP.
Lots. I'm stressing out that I'm not doing enough, and I feel like I'm doing more than the average person.
Oh, I know you're doing more than the average person.
But I'm still stressed out, because every time we have our company calls, there's something new.
There's always something new.
Hey, and I was expecting today there's going to be something new that you tell me.
We'll see. Probably not. But it's going to be in a fun, I can tell it in an accent, so it sounds new.
Okay.
I've been playing around with accents today, and I'm still very bad at all of them, and maybe even offensive in most of them. Okay. So we don't have to get into that. First of all, what should be already checked off of your to-do list? What should you be done with? And just take a quick look. Is there anything on there you haven't done yet?
Clients in process.
I think you're...
Of syncing.
Yeah.
You're going to have to...
Let's get into that. So
elaborate that one.
Yeah, so let's get into what you should be done. Number one, huge point this year. What we've been talking about, if you've been watching any of our stuff, we've been talking about the importance of doing events. Carrie is our event goddess, has done hundreds at this point of your career, literally.
Probably.
And if you haven't
hundreds.
scheduled your events yet, we're talking like ANOC or other types of events outside of educational, obviously. But if you haven't scheduled your events for 10-1 through 10-14, it's going to be, one, really hard to find space, and two, it's going to be really hard to advertise it at this point. So if you are interested in doing events, I'm not saying it's too late. You just may have created a little bit of extra work for yourself. And
you also have to take in time for, like, marketing it, too.
Exactly. I mean, minimum, what we see right now for an event, it's the minimum of 4 weeks of advertising to really get a lot of people there. You can get it done in 2, but if it's your first event, you got to have at least 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Honestly, it gets chaotic otherwise than that. New contracting and certifications, we're already seeing, we've been lucky enough to kind of see the first looks from a lot of these carriers, and we are seeing like these smaller carriers, Devoted, Essence, these other ones that are coming out of the woodwork. I love it. Coming out of the woodwork and really saying like, hey, sorry, I completely lost my train of thought because my good friend Chris is on, who is with Lead Concepts. And again, 4 weeks to do mail. They have completely transitioned a lot of what they're doing into helping advertising, getting people to events. So he's another, I put like you two in a room together to talk events. You guys would have a full seminar to teach agents on what to do. But that is such a good point. Like they, you know, the guy who does this and helps fill rooms for seminars says, got to do it in 4 weeks. Anyways, we all know that you will need more contracts than what maybe you've had in the past. You will need those small carriers that you're like, maybe yes, maybe no. Got to get those done. And certifications. If you haven't completed your certifications yet, you are now...
Do it immediately.
At the wire.
This podcast and do it.
Literally, this is being recorded. You don't have to watch it live. Go do your certifications because it's to the point now. Just so everybody knows here, our team and Agent Resources cannot assist you with certifications after the end of this month.
Oh,
we cannot dedicate the man hours because we know how much support people are going to need this AEP. October 1st and beyond, we do not have the ability to dedicate man hours to helping people with their certifications. So you got to get that done now.
Plus, people don't factor in the processing of certs. So like just even like taking your AHIP, sometimes it takes 48 hours to transfer that to the carrier, which then you can't continue on with your carrier cert.
That's such a good point.
Until they see your AHIP. So you can't just like sit down and knock them all out.
Well, and if there is, because this is technology, if there is a bug in your certifications, or there's something that's like, it's not your fault, the system's just not working for you, the turnaround time to getting those fixed now are way, way longer right now than they were a month ago. So
I think it probably takes me 3 weeks from
I'm sitting down.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm starting my AHIP too. I'm ready to go with all my
doing a carrier like every day or two.
Yeah, it's nuts. So if you haven't finished those, you need to make sure you get to it. So client syncing, just so everybody knows, again, Medicare Center has an incredible technology. If you're not using Medicare Center, it is the quoting enrollment CRM brought to you by Integrity. What client syncing is the opportunity, the ability for clients to update their own
drug lists.
Doctors, drug lists, medical information, pharmacies, everything. Because we know that this AEP, you're not going to have time to sit down and go through somebody's gallon bag of medications with them this year. The more they get done, even if it's just 10% of your clients who are willing to do this, which I would bet it's probably more than that, but even if it's just 10%, you're still going to be saving hours of time collecting that information prior to the appointment. So Client Sync does not require username and password. Allows you to proactively email your clients a list to their own automatically. What's the coolest thing about Client Sync is that if they have a profile in your Medicare Center account and they put in their information, it'll automatically sync it to what they're seeing. So they don't have to start over from scratch.
That's nice.
Even if they don't have
it's updated real time.
It's real time. So even if they don't have a username and password, if you started the profile in yours, you send it to them, they go ahead and just complete it or they update it. So it's really, really cool. They don't have to restart it every time. It's the coolest thing ever. So making sure, like, if you're not, and I'm going to put Client Sync, but I also mean just, like, the technology. I don't care if you're using e-apps, Medicare Center, another form of CRM, Medicare app. Please make sure that you are familiar with your technology now. Everything, because you don't want to be trying to figure that out October 1st.
Speaking of technology, I don't know if this coincides with this or not, but it made me think of it. I had never asked until the last year my clients, I've never asked them, like, what's your preferred method of communication? Text, email, or call. I can't think of more than 2 people who are like phone.
They wanted text.
Everybody says text.
Yeah. That's a really
Which is so
big
interesting
shift.
because when, like, and I'm so mad at myself that for the last 5 years, I haven't been asking them that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the drug plan applications that started adding that.
Interesting.
And
what a good point.
I wish it was on like our CRM, like so that like I can see, hey, they like text, they prefer text, because who doesn't?
Yes. Oh no, exactly. And that's what's like, so interesting, because like if I see a phone call, like yes, I know who that person is. I know I need to take it, but I'll just call them back later. Versus a text come in, I can just text them back really quick.
Yeah.
So it is significant to know like how they prefer to be communicated, because that's how they're going to communicate back with you. Great. I love that point. Pre-AEP communications, again, I think, Carrie, you hit the nail on the head, finding out how they want to be talked to. Yep. But are you educating people on the IRA?
Oh, yeah.
Are you talking to your networking partners? Are you letting people know that there may be more options for appointments this year, like no appointments, like just communicating via the email and getting the appointments knocked out without ever even having an appointment? Or virtual. So just making sure people understand, like, hey, are you insisting that you face-to-face with everybody, or is the client driving that option?
And I would lump social media in there. I've been doing a 10-week AEP like mini series. That the 10 weeks leading up, I do 2 videos a week talking about AEP. Like, what is it? What are the dates? When is it? So you can include social media on that one.
Well, no, I think we've talked about this so much, but the person who is the loudest will win this AEP. And that's going to be really hard with an election year, negative ANOX, more mailing than ever, more yelling than ever. So if whatever you can do today to be loud, that's what you need to be doing. Depth research, again, I've talked about this freaking study a million times, but it's their gut check, it's their mid-year gut check. And what I love what they said is that going into this AEP, they're saying everything that we are. That's where we're getting all our research from, saying that 2 things that were really interesting. Number 1, the most educated clients will be much more, what's the word I'm going to say?
Receptive to change?
Receptive to change, much more understanding of it, much more likely to stay where they're at. Because knowing that, like, my plan might be going up X amount of dollars, my moot may be going up, this might be happening, but I understand why, and I understand that this is probably still the right plan for me.
I totally get that.
So are much more resilient to change, is what I'm going to say. So education and between now and October 1st is crucial. And what Depth Research said about this was between now and October 1st, you're in defense mode, especially for those of you who have larger books of business. Defense. So that start coming October 1st, October 15th, you're able to actually grab books of business.
Yeah.
Mary says, got a late. Sorry. My name's Olivia Richardson, and I don't read too good.
Do we have the ability to send a link for SOA Plain Enroll Client Sync?
100%. Yeah, you can text or email scope of appointments on Plain Enroll, Medicare Center, all of the goods. So you don't have to have a client sync in order to collect scope of appointment. You can collect the scope of appointment outside of that, but you do have to. Well, if they do sync, it does go ahead and collect a scope of appointment. So, there you go.
Is it legal to tell us what carriers are going to make us sad yet?
Yeah, Brian, you probably already are aware of the carriers that are going to make you the saddest. Big news. Here's something I don't really even have the time to talk about it today because it's just wild.
WellCare?
But obviously, WellCare being the biggest one. And what's so hard about that is that WellCare did opt into the Part D premium demonstration, which means that the most of an increase WellCare could go is to $35 or $35.50 on the premium. So like we're not going to see major premium increases with WellCare like we are with other carriers. So what that means, what I'm saying in very short, is that for those clients who are on no medicines and things like that, WellCare may still be the lowest cost option for them. And is it worth it to roll over WellCare to another Part D plan that might be just as good for your client, maybe a little bit more expensive, but the agent is being involved? Long story short, what is your time worth versus the income you generate from that. And what's so hard is that we, for the first time, really have to do math on that. So just so everybody else who understands, WellCare is eliminating commissions on Part D, not their Medicare Advantage, on Part D, and also eliminating renewals on that, which in a lot of cases is hundreds of thousands of dollars in Part D renewals for a lot of different agencies out there, including your upline. I mean, including your FMO.
$500 a month for me.
It's nuts. So what's hard with that is trying to estimate it. Okay, we really won't know until October 1st. Maybe even closer to the October 15th, because carriers are still putting out their formularies and anything like that on, is WellCare going to be the right plan for them? And my thing is my 2 cents, I don't want to put my clients on a plan that doesn't pay commissions, because that's the plan telling me that they don't want that business. So why would I put a person, I value my resources, I value myself as an agent. Why am I putting a client on a plan that doesn't value my services, doesn't value me? That's teaching my client the wrong thing. However, if I'm not moving somebody to that plan, I'm keeping them on that plan is not paying me, but it's still going to be the lowest cost option based on a year for my client. It's really hard to justify the thousands of appointments or the hundreds of appointments to chase PDP commissions when I could be getting Medicare Advantage and Medicare supplement business. It's hard. The finances doesn't make sense. So it is. You have to. I think
it's going to be an individual.
The answer is different depending on your agency. However, we just had an incredible meeting with a partner of ours called Retirement Realized. They let us know the way the statistics work. For every 40 Medicare clients you have, there is $35,000 of commissions to be made on annuity. For every 40 Medicare. And so they're talking about how do you overcome, even if you have to leave your WellCare business there, people are talking about losing thousands of dollars. If you write like 4 or 5 annuities, that completely takes care of that. Something to think about. We don't have time to go into the annuity talk.
We're getting blown up here.
But it was wild just to kind of talk about, if you have to leave your WellCare business there, how do you overcome that cost? Get the annuity business. Okay. Woo.
How are you handling some RX carriers not paying commissions? I have about 72 standalone RX plans. I'm going to be servicing them, but I'm not sure if new people contact me if I want to help them.
Yeah, I kind of just answered that again. It's going to be, depending on the book of business, depending on the size of the book. I'm not writing new people on WellCare. I'm not writing new people, honestly, on the Aetna PDP either. Aetna PDP is not paying new commissions. They are paying renewals. So that one's different. Leave your Aetna PDP business alone if it's still the right plan for your clients.
Right.
Because they are paying renewals, but I'm not adding new people there because, again, I don't want to teach anybody that I'm not valuable as an agent.
Right.
Now, like, if the cost savings is hundreds of dollars a year, I'm going to do what's right by my client. Yeah. I don't care if I'm paid or not. If the cost saving is significant, then 100% putting my client where they need to be. But I'm making sure they understand that I'm doing that because it's in their best interest, not as a sacrifice to me.
And I'm super transparent with my clients. I'm like, hey, these are your options. This is a little bit cheaper, but I would be cut out so you wouldn't have me to go to bat for you if something were to happen.
Perfect.
This one, it might cost you $10 more a month. But if you think, you want me on your team, then we'll switch to that one. And 9 times out of 10, they always pick me.
No, I think that's because it's them making the decision. It's not you, big bad agent. Because the last thing I want to have happen is prove CMS that they were right, that we steer people towards commission.
Yeah.
That's not what we do, right?
Yeah.
So being really, really transparent that, yes, I am. This plan is going to cost you $50 a year less.
Yeah.
But I don't get to help you with that business. Do we know a list of which carriers have accepted the bailout? I've heard previously that WellCare did not. Maybe the question should. I don't have a list, Mary. Most of the carriers are being very, really close to the chest because there's some political implications about accepting the bailout or accepting the demonstration. I had heard that WellCare, I've heard both, that WellCare did and that WellCare did not. The latest I've heard that WellCare did. We know United Health. No one is outright saying that they did, but it'll be pretty easy to tell if the premium goes up by $35. means they accepted the deal.
Do you have any texts?
Maybe. Hard to move a WellCare client from PDP if it works for them. Christy, I can't.
Yeah,
I have
sure.
to agree.
Yeah.
If that plan is the plan, again, start coming. It is very possible that WellCare will still be the lowest cost PDP for those individuals that don't take prescriptions and are just trying to avoid the penalty. I'm not saying that is going to happen. I'm just saying it's really possible that is the case. So what do? Do you spend hours of appointment time, hours of your time chasing that PDP business, or do you find ways to reinvest your time into making money otherwise and helping your clients still remain on plans that fit their lifestyle and hit their wallet?
So in a brief moment, can you say whether you are aware of any major changes in copays with the most popular WellCare PDP plans that our clients mostly have?
They did not. They have not said anything, and I guarantee you they won't until landscapes come out, and even landscapes won't tell us that until
It's just going to be on October 1st. Yeah,
we won't know. Some companies are going to send ANOCs in early September. Can we discuss 2025 benefits with them if they call us? Great question from the text line. It's likely, like UHC, for example, they say we're going to be sending out ANOCs anywhere from September 3rd today until September 30th. So, like, at any time.
Yeah.
The answer to that, you can always... Okay. You cannot discuss 2025 benefits until October 1st. If Carrie, you're my client and you call me, it's like, Olivia, I just got my ANOC and my maximum out of pocket is going up $300. What do I do? Like, what's going on with that? Why is that? Then that is something to say, let's go ahead and get a schedule appointment for you. Especially if it's an ANOC one and it's to review October 1st through October 14th. Get that done then, and that way, you can review what their plan looks like. You can even do some shopping. You can shop somebody that time. You just can't take an application. So go ahead and shop them, answer their questions, but don't do it until after October 1st. And then if they decide they do want to change plans, then just use the Medicare Center link and email them what plan, an application after the fact so that you can eliminate that appointment after October 15th.
Yeah, and I always just say, like, I know there's lots of changes. I hear you. I'm aware of all this. But what I'm not aware of until October 1st is what all the other plans look like. So,
that was great. No, that was preach.
If this... your plan might be, the deductible might be going up $300, but some of the other carriers might be going up $600. So let's wait to talk about that until we have all the plan documents October 1st.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Let's see. Okay,
what are we talking about? Still on slide 1.
Still on what should be checked off. Okay.
Staff training.
So, and that's just, again, if you haven't trained your staff or don't feel like you've been trained adequately on what's coming up with this AEP, go to our university, go to smsteam.net, click on the training tab. We have a really cool university that has like themed buildings, but we have a pop-up tent to go over what's going on in AEP. So that does include our most recent new agent school, and it includes our virtual admin training or AEP operations. Goes over everything you need to know for the administrative side come AEP. Let's talk about what's going on now, and then we're going to get into the to-do list. So 4 more weeks till our defense. We've kind of already talked about this. What's going on in September? We have 4 weeks from today to get into October 1st. We have 4 weeks left to play defense. ANOC letters will go out.
Anytime.
And it is Cancer Awareness Month. Just also keep that in mind for your marketing. Like September is all cancer awareness. But obviously October is breast cancer awareness, which is the most well-marketed awareness campaign I can think of, the pink outs and everything like that. So just understand that, like, if you need to continue your other marketing activities. So the cancer awareness is huge in that. Prep for your breast cancer awareness next month. What
I always forget that.
to do this month? Go to your local rollouts. For the love of all that is good. Usually they're a lot earlier than this, but lately, again, because of the rollouts this year and all the rebidding was so late, there's so many things you should accomplish with your local rollout. Number 1, find out what's actually happening with those plans, because it's been nuts. We're finally able to actually compare plans, able to see what's out there. So you need to go out there. There's no other way to gather that information than going to those rollouts.
Even though it's not like total specifics, like you still get a good vibe for what changes are happening. and what the planes are going to look like, what
And
planes
then-
are being added, what
yes.
planes are being taken away.
What's going to happen with these people? I mean, like the cross, all of it. Also, it's wildly important to get to know your local market reps. They've changed dramatically in the last few years in a lot of different cases. So please, please, please get to know your local market reps. They're going to be so helpful for you this AEP and beyond. Send out your fall newsletters. We just finished ours. You do have access to this if you are a agent with senior marketing specialist. So making sure that you're getting that stuff out there. That's just normal marketing stuff. But like it's important. I think it's really important to remember your normal marketing can't
Stop
end
during AEP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We've already got posts scheduled. So like the last few weeks, we kind of started this like 10-week thing before, but I've been making, each week I make 2 extra posts that we're scheduling for EP. I'm slowly doing 2 a week.
Bless you. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's so much work,
It's so
but you got to
hard.
do it now because you're not going to have time
Yes.
to do it in October, right?
Yeah.
Also, keeping in mind to continue to sync your clients, they just released the Client Connect feature, which is really cool. It allows you to send that sync request to all of your contacts at the same time. It will not send to people who already synced their profile. So if somebody already synced it, you're like, well, I don't want to send it to them.
Yeah.
It will automatically filter those out, which is really cool. So you have an
That's
ability
amazing.
to click a couple buttons and send it out to your entire Medicare Center list. If you currently don't have your clients in Medicare Center, you can upload a list of your clients into that so that it's literally an hour of doing extra work and people can start sending you their updated information.
That's awesome.
Continue your educational
Oh, yeah.
events. Again,
Got 8 of them this month.
Oh my gosh. How many? Are you doing 2 a week or is it like 4 in 1 week or?
It's about 2 a week, except next week. No, the week of the 17th, I have like 4.
And so are you doing this, let me ask, are you doing this Medicare 101?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you including IRA information in there?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Again, it is probably the most impactful thing. And it's crazy, again,
For
going
sure.
back to that depth research, the majority of people had no idea what was happening, had no idea this was coming. This is going to overwhelm them. What's crazy is that the people who did know about the $2,000 move said, this doesn't affect me whatsoever. I don't pay $2,000 for my medications. So, like, on paper, of course, like,
Yeah,
you think that. You don't
right.
think about, well,
All the other impacts that it has on it.
the secondary, I don't know. So there's a statistical word that's like direct impact versus indirect.
Oh,
Correlations?
I know what you're saying.
Science.
Yes.
Yes.
There's lots.
There's lots. So making sure that you're continuing again.
Yep.
Defense. That's how that mentality is just such a shift for me. We are in defense right now. So October 1st,
I
you
haven't
can
thought about that.
pounce.
That's a good mindset.
And then stock up on all your supplies.
That was one thing I was thinking of. Yes.
Yes. I mean, that sounds like the silly. We're talking
Even
about
like coffee and water.
Yes, literally. If
Like
you
the
are
things to have in your waiting room.
Yes. If you're a road warrior and you're driving to your appointments, making sure you have this sounds like the silliest, but like Febreze for your car. We know that the towards of AEP, like your cars get pretty ripe with all that fast food and stuff. Having having apps because again, you might be in a
Paper
place where
scopes,
technology fails
everything.
you. Exactly.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
those paper scopes done.
Yeah.
So go supplies, but again, like emergency or airborne, whatever you're into. Snacks, vitamins, for the love of God. I know, like, I'm not trying to be your mother, but for the love of God, if you don't take vitamins, start now so that you know it's going to work for you. So for sure, snacks, bottled water, supplies for your office. Oh, really good advice I got. This would have been early in my career, but if you have a waiting room, you do this and tell me what happens.
Okay.
If you have a waiting room, go sit for 10 minutes in your waiting room. Don't take your phone. Don't do anything like that.
See
And
what's
just
missing.
see what's missing. See, like, do you start to notice, like, gross water spots? Are your
Interesting.
magazines up to date? Is there anything in your waiting room that's helping you advertise other products?
Okay.
Like, do you have something in there that says, hey, ask me how to get rid of your copays and deductibles. Like, ask me how to help you pay for travel if you get diagnosed with cancer. So, like, just sit there and just look around and saying, like, what is it that your waiting room is saying about you?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll
Don't take
do
your
that
phone.
today.
Report back. I want to hear about it. But it's just, again, like,
Yeah.
You get
Something good to
like those
do.
Febreze commercials, like, are you nose blind?
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
Every once in a while, I'll have someone come into my office and they're just like, oh. And I'm like, what? And I'm like in my own filth. I'm like,
Stop it.
You're right. This office has gotten out of control. So making sure that you're double checking that for your office as well.
You know what one of my biggest things that I've been doing to prepare?
Tell me. I need to know.
And this sounds awful, the way I'm going to say this, but ranking my clients and how I need to, like, handle them. Like,
no, that's perfect. That's 100% what you need to
I
do.
have a whole section of red. Those are the plans that are going away.
Yeah.
Like, absolute priority.
Mm-hmm.
Have to do them. And then I have, like, there's a handful of people I didn't get to last year. Not because we didn't try,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't communicate last year. They didn't get back to me. Like, they're next on my list.
Yes.
And just ranking them in order of how they need to be handled.
So that's 100% what you should do. Deft Research helped us with that as well.
Really?
To kind of help talk about, like, who should be your priority clients? Who are the least loyal clients?
I wasn't even thinking about loyalty.
So a couple things, and they're talking more like
stuff.
loyalty to carriers versus loyalty.
Okay.
Are you busy? Do you have something right after this? It's 10:30.
I've got like 10 minutes.
I just need 5 more minutes of your time, ma'am, please. Okay. They're talking about the loyalty of your client base, and it's more like loyalty to carriers.
To carriers, yeah.
Right? Which is important, right? I mean, that's
Yes,
just another arrow in your quiver.
Mm-hmm.
So what they were talking about, a couple areas that makes sense but didn't think about. So who are your priority clients? You should see in accordance to the research. Anybody who aged on a Medicare after 2020.
Sorry, Brian.
I love that.
What?
Anybody who has aged on to Medicare after 2020. If they've been on Medicare for since then, they are more likely to be wanting to shop to see what else is out there. They've not had a ton of claims. They've not had a ton of issues with that plan. They don't have the relationship with that plan compared to those who were on Medicare prior to 2020, kind of had some relationships, made some claims, have that with them. They're much more likely to be like, you know what? This plan hasn't done me wrong. I'm good. I'm going to stay. So people, if you are, your Medicare supplement clients who are on a Plan F, incredibly loyal. They don't want to move, which is really interesting.
Yep, they don't want to move.
Your clients who are on a Plan G, very interested in moving to a Plan N, interested in taking that as an option. Something that I found cool is that people who only 30% of beneficiaries on a Medicare supplement said that they'd be willing to switch to a Medicare Advantage plan if their premium went up $50. So that's something to keep in mind.
If their MedSup premium went up $50.
If their MedSup premium goes up $50, only 30% said they'd be willing to look at a Medicare Advantage plan.
I'm really curious to see what happens with these higher premium plans that are at least coming out in our areas. These Advantage plans that are like, what are we even calling them? Yes.
MedSup lookalikes.
I'm not a fan of them yet.
They're not new.
Because it still doesn't get rid of my biggest issue,
which is providers.
Prior authorization.
Prior auth. No, you're not wrong. Prior auth, and you still have a network.
Yeah.
It's like a MedSup Select plan for those of you who have MedSup Selects in your area. It's a Medicare supplement with a network, but it's the same. I mean, same. There's zeros across the board, but you're absolutely right. You still have prior auth, and you still have networks with those MedSups, but they're not new. I mean, in Chicago, Blue Cross Blue Shield had a MedSup lookalike. It's a Medicare Advantage plan, high premium Medicare Advantage plan, and people wrote the absolute crap out of it, and the clients really, really liked it. So it's not new, and I think it's just going to be like, it's
just new for me.
New for you. Early adopters, like who's interested in that, but it does alleviate a lot of the burden that Medicare supplements can bring, and you get a lot of those bells and whistles. You get the drug coverage covered with it, all those stuff.
High deductible F&G might be better than a MedSup.
100%. Great.
Isn't it great how many options we have?
I know. Well, there's so many. There's so many. So many, and that's why it's really important for us agents to be educated. Someone asked, how many clients do you have, Carrie?
I think I've got 450 last time.
450?
450.
Mm-hmm. So she'd be out here working. Let's see. Okay. I think we covered everything we wanted to cover. I was going to go over more about, like, the types of loyal clients. I might do a video on it, just, like, how Def Research, how they ranked your clients. who needs to be your priorities versus who don't. But overwhelmingly, it was a crazy amount. 37% of seniors said that if their Medicare Advantage premium went up 5% or went up $5, 37% said that they were leaving that plan.
Compared to the
Compared
$50.
to 14% of Medicare supplement people, if their premium goes up $5.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you're on a plan, and what's really cool is that Medicare Center also has this called AI technology that is taking the depth research, it's taking the formularies, it's taking the max amount of pockets, and going to help you. They're actually going to rank clients on your behalf, saying these people have to be seen. Their plan is exiting. You can filter by like what code these people are. These are your high priority clients. Who do I need to see this year? Medicare Center is going to tell you. Who are the people that their plan that they're on, it's probably going to be the right option for them. They're going to go down here. So Medicare Center is going to go ahead and rank and file those. And based on the depth research as well of their likelihood to switch.
You know what I also do? My clients that are high priority are my high maintenance ones. I just try to rip off that Band-Aid, get them out of the way.
Oh, yeah. The ones that you're just like, this is going to suck.
Yes.
It's like the swallow the frog.
Yes. But that kind of came to bite me last year with two of them because I met with them and they were like, oh, well, it's the beginning of AEP. We still have time to like think, maybe we'll just schedule another meeting. No, that backfired.
No. Why do you think I'm calling you now? I don't have time for you.
Right.
Stop. Yeah. Any other questions, comments, concerns, threats, or promises, let me know. Carrie, do you limit the number of people that you have on seminars?
No, because it's typically the ones I'm doing them for are financial advisors, and they just invite whoever. Mm-hmm. I think the usual size is between 30 and 50.
Good to know. That's a lot.
Those.
That's a lot of people for a seminar. Can you send newsletters to past clients? Absolutely, you can send. If you're doing email marketing, you have to make sure individuals opt in or, and using a software that if they can't have the ability to unsubscribe, they have the ability to opt out of your information. But yes, if you're just sending them the fall newsletter, anybody can receive that. I recommend using a platform like MailChimp, MailChimp. It is a free software that back whenever I was using it allowed you to do 2,000 email addresses to 12,000 emails a month so that you could send everybody 6 emails in a month if you wanted to, completely free.
That's a lot.
So yes, you can. It does in order to be able to stay compliant, not CMS compliant, the Federal Trade Commission, whatever, they have to have the ability to unsubscribe from that. So, is there a quick way to pull all my WellCare clients? Does WellCare have a book of business? If any of my team is watching, does WellCare have a book of business tab on there? I know Mutual of Omaha and UHC added theirs last year. I don't think WellCare does. But my team, if anybody's on here.
No. I don't remember.
Yes, WellCare. Mary's not on my team, but she's in my heart. She's the team in my heart. So yes, you can, according to Mary, you can go on WellCare and pull a book of your business on there. Or again, if you're using Medicare Center to enroll them, you can filter by that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I looked at, when I found out WellCare renewals are going away, I found out how much a month my renewal will change. And that's if all of those WellCare clients will stay on that. I'm out about $500 a month. Pretty significant, but is it worth it to me, like, to take the time
to
change them when I could spend more time meeting new clients and gaining back that 500 way faster?
Exactly. And again, but like,
so I'm not trying to stress too much about it. And I have a lot. I mean, the majority of my clients are
MedSup clients, right? Yeah.
The majority of them are on WellCare.
And of course, you're double checking to make sure that plan is still a good plan for them.
Right.
Like if their premiums are going up by hundreds of dollars and everything like that, then obviously we need to figure out how to address that. But it's likely that
I wanted to at least
plan's still going to be a great plan for them.
And I wanted to have worst case scenario. If nothing happens, what am I out?
Yes.
And like I can handle that.
And again, if you have again just that I'm high on annuities right now. just from this training that I'm doing and our partnerships that we just brought on. But again, 40 clients averages out to $35,000 of commission on average. Because they're saying, like, if you have 40 clients, 10 of them may be a good annuity prospect. You know, on average, 10 out of 40 people, 1 out of 4 people qualify or would benefit from an annuity. Out of those 10, you can expect, if it's a current relationship, you can expect to actually sell 4 to 5 policies, which equals $35,000 in commissions. So easy to do. I bet you guys have a lot more clients than that losing WellCare. Couple questions. How can I use Medicare Center? If you have a contract with an integrity partner, like Senior Marketing Specialist, you have access to Medicare Center. Just go to integrity.com, click on log in, and if it's your first time visiting that, create an account, and you'll be able to, again, get that taken care of. Watch the trainings. There's so much on there. There's literally so much on there. Call recording, CRM, scopes, everything.
I got to scoot soon.
I know. Can you say more about how to get with the annuity line you're meeting with? Call us. They're a company or they're an organization called Retirement Realized. They have an academy that teaches you how to write annuity, teaches you how to recognize that. They actually have their own, you don't have to be series licensed. You only have to have a life insurance license to do this. They build the plans for you. They handle the contracting for you. They tell you everything you need to do. All you need to do is have a client that says, yeah, actually, I'm interested in generating income off of my money. And they'll say, okay. And then you work with Retirement Realized. It's incredible. Mary says Medicare Center is awesome. I agree. Yep. I'm a huge fan. I do know that Deb absolutely has its shortcomings. If everybody, I don't want to rose-colored glasses, but as far as the client sync features goes and the capabilities of sorting, it's pretty great. You have to go. Thank you guys so much.
I'm already in AEP.
It is. We're in it, into the thick of it. Just call us. Somebody says, is it retirementrealized.com? Don't just call us. Call our team. 1-800-689-2800. 1-800-689. Why can't I find the end? It's not even on there. 1-800-689-2800. Say that you want to talk to somebody on your computer screen. Mention a company called Retirement Realized. Talk to us. We will make that connection for you. Awesome. Get them all. All right, guys. Until next time, you all have fun.
Make money.
And give impeccable service.